Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
All right, Daniel turned you on. Guys, I gotta say, I really appreciate both of you helping me out with this. I am very excited about this business opportunity. Huh?
I mean, what? Helping you out? Like, you just dragged us into this. You didn't even give us a choice.
Come on, this is gonna be so cool. Everyone sees us on the ship as these two amazing, infallible captains. And now we get a chance to show them that not only do we know about leadership, but we know about that money. Am I right? Right?
Are you guys going to help me carry this stuff? I have only little tentacle-y arms to set up our merchant stall.
I'm sorry about
okay?
that.
Oh, sorry, Daniel. Here,
okay.
Here, let me grab that. Also, I don't know how much you're going to impress Susan, since that's obviously the reason we're here, by selling just one item. I mean, like, maybe, like,
no, we're gonna try to sell it. I mean, you start with one, but then we're gonna sell more. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's the momentum.
Is that how commerce works? I don't have any idea how commerce works. How does this work, Daniel?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. We're so familiar with captaining and leadering and finding lost treasure and never really selling said treasure.
Yeah, we've sort of dealt with some dark heresies and wrath and glory, but now we're dealing with a different sort of thing, the world of commerce, and there's just different sort of rules when you're getting involved in commerce, at least from what I've been researching.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's strange. Well, I mean, I brought my shuriken pistol and my witchblade. Are you saying I'm not gonna necessarily need these to negotiate deals? Sweet deals?
You never know, but that's not going to be the main thing we're focusing on here. And we're actually going to be using some rules from it's a book that I have here. It's a document called Hawkers. It's about how to sell stuff by S. Gates. I downloaded it from a place called itch.io.
Whoa, hold on. Are we sure this isn't some sort of like heresy thing? This S. Gates guy?
It sounds very chaosy to me. I mean, hawkers, that's questionable.
No. So this is like a rogue trader thing. So remember, you have a warrant of trade. You can do pretty much anything.
Oh,
like that's the cool thing.
Sweet.
You get to kind of break a lot of rules to sell things. But if people get mad at us, they can always just shoot us, though. So that's always also an issue.
Okay, so it was right for us to bring our weapons. I mean,
good. All right.
Just keep it in reserve. Just keep them in reserve.
Huh.
And this whole thing will be based off of, instead of a D6, a D12. Those are the dice that the Emperor plays with in the universe.
Well,
that's two times. That's two times a D6.
Are we? Did we step into something completely that's too much out of our depth, Andrew? I mean, D6 is the world in which the Emperor plays in war, but a D12, that's almost 5 times more complicated, right? Five times?
What? Okay, we're off to a bad start. No, it's... Oh, man. Daniel, please continue.
So, it's not going to be too complicated, I think. What we're going to need to do, and this is, from looking at this is what, and I've had to change the rules on this just a little bit to apply to our lives here.
Whoa, you're saying, I assume that it was a little bit too subdued, a little too straightforward, but for experienced captains like ourselves, only the most complicated, robust system will do. Is that right?
Sure. It's a 40K hack of the system, whatever that means. So what we're going to be doing is, this is the order that you sort of have almost any sort of interaction when you're selling stuff.
Ooh.
You're going to need, first, a buyer has to come up to the shop.
That makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we find the item that they want.
Okay.
And then we see if there's any sort of problems with that item, any sort of issues that need to be dealt with.
Well, that
Then
won't
we
be
deal with
an
it.
issue, Daniel, because I believe I told Guybrush to pack all of these quickly, and I'm sure he took great care. I'm sure he took great
what?
care.
No, I told Manbrush to pack all of these. Which ones did we get?
Oh no, did we tell both of them to pack at different intervals? Oh man, Manbrush was definitely the right decision. Why did I ask Guybrush? Oh no.
I thought you were an expert, you know?
This is like sort of our own unique thing. Susan usually handles a lot of the trade and merchant stuff while we're getting involved in more adventure-y things. But yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I appreciate that both of you came along with me on this because, sure, it seems like I'm just doing this to impress Susan. And while that might be true, I do think we could make some money, especially because she was so mad about all that money we lost on the commercial. So
We don't talk about the commercial. We don't talk about the commercial.
No, I won't. We did sign all those papers.
Jay, we are contractually obligated never to talk about the commercial again. Stop mentioning it.
I know, I'm sorry.
And don't mention about how Guybrush was dragged away by the Inquisition but is back now.
What?
It's all cool.
Huh? Wait, what happened
Listen,
to Guybrush?
he came back with most of his fingers. I mean, he's fine.
Huh. I must have forgotten about that. Weird.
Okay. So, what I'm going to need, and we've just got our little booth here in the market. How's the booth looking, gentlemen?
Oh, well, Andrew, you were going to set up the booth, so how are we looking?
It looks fine. I have no idea what it's supposed to look like, so I just made, like, a little stall, and then it says Co-Captains Incorporated. Is that good enough?
Co-Captains Incorporated. I mean, the branding could use some oomph. Maybe we need to get some marketing dollars involved here. I know this. This is a brilliant one. Daniel, how do you feel about standing just slightly outside of our stand here and spinning this sign I made for you? If you spin it fast enough, it creates excitement amongst the market and draws people in for eyeballs on the prize. I summarized a couple documents I found in Susan's office that I stole.
We're gonna take turns doing this. I'm not gonna be the only one who does this.
What? Oh man. Okay.
And I feel like Jay came up with the idea that he should be the one that's doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I think I need a demonstration, really, of how you would spin the sign. Also, do you have a sign?
Andrew, did you make that sign that you heard me ask you to make?
Excuse me?
Well,
you never asked me to make any kind of sign.
I mean,
I made
you
the booth.
put a Sharpie in my mouth or in one of my tentacles, and I can start putting a sign together here. Do we want to keep all of our stuff in like these crates that the brushes put them into? Do we want to like sort of spread them out? Do we want to just sort of dump the crates out and just leave a pile on the ground? Like, what do you think our stall's going to look like?
That's an interesting question, right? There's two avenues we could go, right? We could be mysterious. What's in the box? Look at all these crates. What do they have to sell to me? And that could, lure some people in. Or, we overload them with the beauty of our artifacts and things and gizmo gadgets all across the stall. I'm really just describing the two things you presented, Daniel, and I've made no decision. Andrew?
You guys are really bad at making decisions. We've established that. I'm sorry, you said Andrew, and I started talking. But I just wanted to point out you guys can't make decisions.
Daniel, he's forgotten option 3, which is we dump it all into a pile like a treasure trove, and people have to then do the work of deciding which thing they want, and we don't have to do
dragon
anything.
horde?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
man.
like a dragon horde.
Ooh, I like the idea of a dragon horde. Which one of us is the dragon? Could I be the dragon? That means I get to lay in the stuff all day. I'm the dragon!
No. You're not the dragon. You're the guy with the sign that brings people in.
We could draw a dragon on the sign.
Ooh, I like this. This is evolving. Yes.
Yeah.
A dragon's treasure trove, or what'd you call it?
Is that what we call it?
Dragon's
That's not a bad idea. Maybe we change, I'm going to make a little modification to the sign here. Dragon Captains Incorporated.
I got one more thing to add because, I think we got to lean into that these are artifacts that come from different parts of space and boxes and closets that we found in places and really capture
some of it was like valuable stuff Hard left behind. I think that just never made it into the vaults, and some of it's kind of garbage, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be pretty good. And to capture this, right? We've got dragon on there, right? I think to capture like the expansiveness of where this all could have come from, maybe like Space Dragon Incorporated, or what about Void Dragon Incorporated? I think that could get some eyes on it. What do you think, Andrew? Void Dragon? Does that ring in your ear for some reason? Void Dragon? For some reason, it's ringing in mine.
It's it's accessing some deep code that I didn't actually know it was there, and I have loyalty to that brand, so I'm on board. We're gonna go Void Dragons Incorporated.
Yeah.
Okay, see, when you said dragons and things that go along with them, I thought for sure you were going to talk about how, like, some of these, like, prisoners had on, like, other worlds. We got them some from prisons, so, I mean, but prisons isn't a really good alliteration, so we'd call it maybe, like, dungeons and,
Dungeons
like,
and
dragons.
Giants.
Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah,
No,
maybe.
that's a lame name. Dungeons and Giants.
That
is
doesn't
the
really
name.
roll
I
off
think
the
you're-
tongue. Like, what would you call that? D and dragons? It seems like a weird alliteration.
Ogres and oubliettes. I don't know. Well, we'll say it's Void Dragon. I like Void Dragon.
Yeah,
Which I don't
Void
like the
Dragon
Void
Incorporated.
Okay.
Or we could go adorable with it and call it Void Dragon in Things. Huh? No?
Ooh. Void Dragon and Beyond?
Void Dragon and Beyond.
I mean, this brand just keeps getting better and
V
better.
All right,
D
dump everything
B.
out of the boxes.
Yes, dump it out all in the
yes.
middle. So just popping nails off of these boxes, just dumping it in the...
Yeah.
Also, our sign is not digital in any way, so I just keep crossing out the old names
Oh,
and writing
no.
a new one underneath.
Void
It looks
Dragons
real
and Beyond.
professional, let me tell you.
Oh, God.
All right, so we have described our shop. That's an important part of the setup. We've decided what's going on. And now it's time to find our first customer. So
Okay.
what I'm going to need both of you guys to do, Andrew, you're going to roll the first D12, and that's going to sort of determine what kind of thing our first customer is going to want to buy.
Okay, here we go. No whammies, no whammies. Not the best start. A 3.
A 3. Okay, let me look on my table here. A 3. Okay. 3 is unidentified xenotech.
Nice.
Okay.
And now, Jay, what you're going to need to roll a D12, and we're going to see what's going to be wrong with this unidentified xenotech.
Oh, nothing. Not after we just dumped it into the middle of the floor here.
Yes.
Here we go. It is a 4. Slightly higher than the last roll.
It is missing pieces.
Okay. Well, that just means it's a treasure hunt item. They have to, this is just the first step. It's like the pearl. They've got to find the rest of it.
Yeah, and that
Okay,
didn't
so
take
what
us
is
very
this-
long. So, yeah.
What is this object? Okay, so what do we think this object is, and what are the missing pieces? What
Okay.
do we think this is here?
So we see like what is this? It's an unidentified Xenos artifact.
Xenos artifact / tech. Maybe it's something we picked up on the Pearl. Maybe it's something from one of our adventures that didn't get recorded. Maybe it's from something Harden found in the past. Maybe we have no idea what the fuck it is.
Okay. Daniel, I wanna do something here. I want Jay to roll because he's obviously, since it's Xenos, gonna think he knows what this is. I want him to roll a D12. On a 1 to 4, it's completely useless crap. On a 5 to 7, it's something just everyday useful, and then on a 9 to 12, it's actually like some seriously really powerful something.
But what happens if I roll an 8? Do we all implode? You didn't say what the 8
I forgot
was.
an 8. So an 8. So 5 to an 8 is useful everyday item.
All right, I'm gonna roll it right now.
I mean, here's the issue. We're out of our element. Andrew's messing numbers up. It's fun.
Yeah, look, commerce. It's
12 numbers. I'm used to 6 numbers. Okay.
a wacky place. All right, I got a
idea. I like that idea.
I got a 9. A 9. This thing is gonna be uber powerful.
Okay,
Oh,
it's a piece of incredibly powerful Xenos technology, but it does not have all of the pieces.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? we've established there's like secret Xenos stuff maybe going on underneath the marketplace here, and like there's all sorts of people coming in and out. Maybe there's somebody who like, maybe what we have is a very small piece, and what they're actually, and we're like the last sort of piece of like an artifact that somebody's trying to put together.
I know of an artifact though, for sure. A Xenos, you could call it an artifact, that is very difficult to wield when it's in pieces and in the wrong hands, and definitely requires a very specific thing to work appropriately.
What are you thinking?
And it would also match with the fact that it can be very, very powerful. I'm thinking of a shock attack gun.
Shock attack gun.
Oh, God. We need to offload this immediately.
It's an orc weapon that...
Oh, it's an orc weapon.
Yeah, it's an orc weapon, so it's in shambles. We thought it was trash and just shoved it into the box, but it turns out in assessing it, it is a shock attack gun. And shock attack guns... Andrew, do you want to describe how a shock attack gun works, in case Daniel doesn't know?
Yeah, okay. So these things are hilarious and unimaginably destructive. So basically how it works, it's a portable warp generator that creates a tunnel through warp space to fire a snotling through the gun at warp speeds towards a target.
Oh.
Now this can have a number of effects. It either just showers the target with liquefied snotling, or literally causes a chaos-infused snotling to erupt at tremendous force, possibly breaching the warp.
And this totally makes sense why there's pieces missing.
Yes.
It's a goddamn orc thing.
Yes. Of course. Because there's a certain level of willpower required, or warp whatever Meduse, to make it work. So
well,
really...
remember, we're probably not going to be able to sell it unless it works. So.
Okay. I can do a little finagling and make it light up.
All right. And who do we think is going to be buying this?
Oh,
my first instinct is an orc, but it doesn't have to be an orc.
I don't think they let orcs onto Port Wander.
That's fair.
At least not willingly.
Yeah, it's true.
Who would be selling this? Or buying this, I guess. That too. Who would be selling this?
Because to be clear, what this thing looks like, it looks like a long, there's like a long, rubbery snake tube-like thing at one end, and then there's like a big giant block of metal and machine and rust with like a weird spinny thing at the end. So this could be like a giant vacuum cleaner. Is what it looks like.
First, we should establish how much of the shock attack gun do we actually have in front of us. So how recognizable is it? Can it just pass for a space vacuum cleaner?
This is what I'm thinking, Andrew. This is where the commerce comes in. This is where we got to get clever and to sell this monstrosity off. I think it's missing the part that actually shoots the snotling out through the warp, which is the very front of it.
So it's missing the spinning barrel end?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it just sucks in things into the warp right now.
It doesn't generate the warp. It just sucks things in and then ejects them at great force.
Yes.
It doesn't have the warp component.
Okay.
So, I mean, to me, this sounds like a fantastic, vacuum cleaner. It just can vacuum up snotlings and things of that particular size.
All right. And so do we think maybe maybe one of the Administerum is going to be coming in trying to buy... Phidias Lort, the guy that we were working for. That guy hates vermin and dust. Maybe...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would totally be into this because he would
Sound like a shitty bureaucrat wants to buy this.
It not only would get rid of the dust and the vermin, but it would eject the vermin at great speed and get his revenge on them. It's such an item for him.
Let's do it. Now, how do we contact this man? Is he just going to be walking about?
You know what? I think what happens is, people will just walk up and buy stuff. So
that makes sense. We are in a market. We do have advertising. So this should work naturally. All right, so people are going to be walking back and forth. Hopefully he's crossing the path here at some point. You know what, Daniel, Andrew, I think this is time. You asked me before. I'm going to demonstrate my sign spinning capabilities. So we've got that sign ready, I see. So
yeah, get out there and do it. It was your idea.
I'm going to spin the sign. I got this. I'm going to get the foot traffic going, and maybe the right prospect, that's what they're called, by the way, prospect, comes along for some of our wares. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Going to spin this sign.
All right. Well, I'm going to go, we need to start, like, I know the horde thing is, like, the whole idea of this, but let's try to put, like, some of the interesting stuff on top here. So we could be moving this stuff around. That big fucking sucker thing over there that you're looking at seems like it might be useful, but I don't know.
I'm trying to make heads or tails about this. I've heard that's a phrase that people say. I have maybe 15% notion on how this actually works. I'm pretty sure these toggles don't actually do anything. I think they're just toggles. Oh, yep.
Ew, my. What a delightful little machine you have there. You're pulling all the little knobs and buttons. So intriguing. Oh.
Yeah. Hello.
Mr. Lord. Hello. I didn't think that we'd run into you again.
Ew, is it because you failed my last mission I sent you on? Is that it? Because I spent my money for nothing?
Well, technically we didn't get what you asked for, true, but we did find, other stuff, and we survived. So that has to count for something, right?
Maybe more importantly, the pirates didn't get it.
That's true. That's true. We did prevent the pirates from getting it.
The pirates didn't get it.
Ah, yes, I do hate a crafty pirate, so death of many of them is quite satisfying. And, as you said, you've survived and seem to have set up quite interesting business here. This is Wait, there's a lot of scribblings on here. I'm trying to read it from the top. Is this part of your branding? There's a lot of crosses and X's in this sign. What are you again?
Yeah,
it makes it look more adventurous.
Yeah. I mean, this is our evolution along the way. We've evolved along with our brand. We are now the Void Space Dragons Incorporated. That was our name, right? I can't remember.
We didn't need a permit or anything to sell here, did we, Administrator Lord?
You're telling me you didn't fill out any specific permits to stand here and sell your wares?
No, because we just got these. These are hot off the press. No, that's not the right word.
We didn't have time to waste. Not that it's a waste of time. To sell, to set up all the permits. Some of our men are dealing with that now. We swear. But we wanted to get this stuff out to prospective customers like you immediately.
Yeah. That.
You're telling me this is unlicensed wares, something tantalizing, like a black market sale. Ooh, I haven't done something like this in quite a while. You have me intrigued for sure. Interesting.
Well, I mean, it's hard to, license something that is so powerful that you'd see, at least 4 forms just to get it licensed.
4 forms? That's so intriguing. What was that? What was it? Ah, God! Did you see that thing? Skidded off? It had like 7 arms and 3 pairs of eyes. You don't have vermin rummaging through that pile of trinkets, do you? You at least filled out a extermination permit, right? And have some gizmos and gadgets to ward these things away?
Yeah, Daniel, we did that exact thing, right? Wink, wink. I say out
loud. So I'm going to roll a d12 to see how well our lack of permits is going to do as I'm sort of explaining this to him. And depending on how well I roll, we're going to get different results. So let's see here. That is a 3. That is a failure. It wasn't a spectacular failure. That would have been a 1. But that is a failure. So, no, No, we don't have any anti-vermin forms either, but,
Now,
I don't have anything else to say, I guess.
I enjoy a tantalizing jaunt down a black market purchase, but this is disgusting. How can I trust that any of these things aren't coated in their filth and grime? My
What if we killed some vermin for you?
what?
Surely that is like the equivalent of like, because you said we have to hire an exterminator. What if we are the exterminators? We killed some vermin.
I mean, I do appreciate the death of tiny creatures before my eyes at any chance I get, and it certainly would lighten my mood.
Wait. Would you like the satisfaction of being able to, in fact, eject the vermin yourself at any given moment?
Well, that's interesting. Would I have to touch the vermin myself?
Of course not. I mean, what are we in? The 38th millennium here? Come on. You do it with, of course, a high-tech item that's extraordinarily rare.
Extraordinarily rare high-tech item.
Andrew, I think that's missing some parts.
I mean, it mostly works, right? So,
Do we want to maybe test it when he's not here and then call him back?
do you want to ask him if he wants to come back later?
You know what, Mr. Lord? We need to set up our vermin destruction piece here, and we'll bring you the tails of 30 space rats.
The tails of 30 space rats. That's quite a few tails. I mean, of course, each one has about 16 tails, so,
So we only need to get about 2 of them.
yes, but they're quite wily. Disgusting, really. I accept your proposal. Maybe. It all depends if you're excellent at my favorite game, commerce. I'm gonna ask that you roll.
No. Oh no, he's versed in commerce, Daniel. All right, I'm gonna try
You roll
to
this
roll.
one, or I guess I was the one talking, but you can roll, Andrew.
Oh, I did broach the subject of the exterminator gun, so here we go. All right, not bad. It was an 8. It wasn't a 9 to get a full success, but we did get a partial success.
I'm looking at your wares and the gumption in your eyes. Truly the eyes of a commerceman. And I've decided to give you your chance to bring me 30 rat tails. But I have a limited time, and I have an appointment coming up soon, so I'm going to give you, let's say, I'll be gracious, 10 minutes to bring me these tails? Sound good?
Oh, yes, Joe, we got the best rat catchers in the business.
Excellent. Well, I'll be back here in 10 minutes. I'm off to look at some delicious bidets. Don't ask. I mean, we know. Goodbye. Hey, guys. Did we get anybody? We get any business? I've been out here spinning this thing for like minutes on end.
Yeah. Okay, so
No.
we have to Daniel. This does not, as far as I know how this thing works. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to get the rat tails after we eject the rats. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to be thrown. If my calculations are correct, they're...
So, Jay, Andrew's sort of getting ahead of us. We need to find rat tails, or Phineas Lort is going to shut down our stall.
Whoa, what? Phineas Lort came by and... Wait, we're going to lose our stall already? Why?
Permits.
We didn't fill out any permits, apparently.
What do we need?
Yeah, Jay, why? Yeah, weren't you in charge of that?
What? No. Permits. And I look at my hand, and written in big black ink that I've drawn on my hand is ensure to get the permits, and it's and it's written there by Susan. And I'm like,
Just different handwriting.
Yes.
I'm like, oh.
There's just a note attached to your clothes as well that you put there.
There's different ones. She just didn't trust that I would be able to remember anything. I'm like, maybe I was, but who can say? Listen, we gotta solve this. We need rat tails. Okay.
Yes, rat tails.
I mean, we could maybe hire some rat hunting mercenaries. Maybe pick them up by tomorrow.
Jay, we have 10 minutes.
What? 10 minutes? Okay.
Andrew, we have that thing, but will that actually get the tails, or will, like you were saying, will it just shoot the rats?
I wouldn't recommend using the thing. I only know what half of these toggles do, and it, like I said, if the calculations are anywhere correct, I mean, we're talking about Mach 1 rats here, so probably we need to kill the rats normally, and then...
We also need to probably make sure that thing won't kill Lort as soon as he activates it.
Okay, well, all right, well, this direction looks okay. What's the most, like, innocuous item we don't care about we have? Because we need something to get sucked in, so what do we got here?
I've got, a piece of a box. Want to see what happens to the box?
Something softer, maybe?
Okay.
We got a pillow. We've got a bunch of
Whoa,
pillows.
don't, hold on a second. Don't put the pillows through this machine. My goodness, what's wrong with you, man? What about, what about, I don't know, what about this creature? It's just like it's a rat with like a bunch of tails.
Well, no, hold on to that.
Yeah, this thing has been like nibbling on Andrew's stuff for like the last several minutes. It looked adorable, so I didn't want to mess with it. Is this a space rat?
Jay, try to catch that space rat.
I bit my hand.
I mean, I think you have to roll to try to catch a space rat.
I will, because I'm going to try to grab it after it bit my hand. Let's see here. Rolling for commerce. I got
one of its four.
I got a 3.
That's a failure.
Turns out 4 mouths was 4 mouths too many, and you were unable to get hold of it.
Fuck, I think it's deep in the horde now.
Oh, no, we're never going to get it out, and I think I'm infected with something. That hurt, and I feel a little woozy. That's no good. Great. Wait. We need to get a bunch of them here, right?
Yes.
Maybe.
Really, just 2. Just 2. We just really need 2.
Just 2, okay. We've got an extra one in the horde, just as a backup. Do you think, Andrew, if you could get that thing working, it's like, it looks like a vacuum thing? Maybe. If I lead a whole bunch of space rats here, do you think you could suck them up last minute? Eh?
Okay. A few problems with that. One, as far as I can tell, there's only an on switch. I think this is the on switch. And it doesn't just suck them up.
Well, maybe roll to see how well you can operate the thing.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Roll for commerce, Andrew.
All right, yeah. I can figure this thing out. It makes sense. That's a failure. I almost rolled a spectacular failure. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
All right.
As we know, Daniel, some of us have specialties, right? And Andrew does have a specialty in technology, which would let him to roll twice and take the highest. Now, I understand that this looks like technology, but, Andrew, to the Adeptus Mechanicus, is this, like, actually technology?
I mean, it's not technically chaos related, so...
Okay.
It probably, what I would say is I have to maintain the rule, because normally I have disadvantage against chaos and I have advantage against technology, and this is somewhere in between, so it's probably just a straight roll. So the 2 unfortunately stands.
So the 2 stands, which means you are super confident that you can operate this.
Yeah. There's these buttons here. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. Well, then that means I've just got to put my plan into action. I'm going to need money to buy space cheese. Don't worry about it. How much money is space cheese? I'm going to roll for commerce to see how well my plan goes.
Find a cheesemonger?
Yes, a cheesemonger, of course. All right. Oh, boy, I got a 6. So that means it's a partial success. So I do.
All right, Andrew, maybe you stay here and keep working on that thing. Jay and I will go find a cheesemonger.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes, because I know precisely how this works, for sure.
Okay. So we make our way through the aisles, Daniel, and we come upon a cheesemonger. Ring the bell.
Yes.
Ah, Mr. Cheese Mongrel, as your sign says.
Is that your name or your profession?
Both.
Both. Oh, okay.
Okay, Mr. Cheese Mongrel.
We're here for your finest space cheese. Ones that could possibly attract a ton of rats.
Well, I mean, you can't just pick any cheese.
Oh, well, that was...
No, I think any cheese will do. We have like 8 minutes.
Oh, any cheese is fine? Maybe the cheaper side?
Well, my good sirs, and Sir and Skull, I guess that's okay. Basically, I mean, like, you need a little cheese for something and a big cheese for other things. So you saying this is for? Wait, you wouldn't be wasting my cheese on vermin, did you just say?
What?
Oh my god, he just keeps talking. I'm so impatient. Oh my god, shut up.
Daniel, relax.
Okay.
Mr. Mongrel Man, we would never, ever just use this to catch vermin. That would be crazy. I'm going to roll my commerce check.
I was going to say, we already got the partial success, but I guess that was just finding a cheese.
Oh, yeah, just finding him. And I rolled a 7, which is also a partial success. We would never just use this to get vermin. It's primarily for a business transaction, which is not a lie.
Well, I mean, you used one too many evers for me to fully believe you. But, all right.
How about... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead, Mr. Skull. What would you like to say?
What if we promised that we weren't going to sell it to any vermin? Or not sell it, give it to any vermin. And you could, I'll even sign a damn contract. We just need this cheese.
What the hell are you talking about, Daniel? Why are we signing contracts? We're just trying to buy some cheese.
Well, he's not selling it to us, and we are running out of time.
I think he was going to sell it to us, and then you just put up an idea about a contract. What is wrong with you? Hey, listen, Mr. Mongrel, we don't need to get paperwork involved here. I've got this bag of money. Here it is. Can I have some of that cheese, please?
No, Mr. Aeldari man, you don't skimp on cheese contracts. So, if the Skull would like to sign a cheese contract, then I will need you to read the red tape.
Excuse me, Mr. Mongrel. I need to discuss something with my companion here. Jay.
Yeah.
I'm going to distract him. You're going to steal some cheese.
Are you crazy? What? Well, okay, I'm looking at the red lines in this thing, and there is some serious dark shit in these cheese contracts. Why are cheese contracts so elaborate? This is insane. Okay, you're right.
Cheese is extremely rare. Okay? When's the last time you saw a cow?
Oh, God, you're right. Ugh. Okay. This might have been a poor investment. Like, I feel like I could have bought anything else to attract these vermin other than cheese.
This guy is fucking loaded.
Jeez. Okay, we definitely don't... Okay. All right.
We should maybe invest in cheese in the future, but I'm going to distract him, and you're going to steal the cheese, and then we're going to bring it back, and everything will be fine, maybe. I don't know.
And excuse me, sirs, are you still interested in the cheese?
I don't know, Daniel. What do you think?
Yes, let me discuss this there's some finer points of this contract I want to discuss with you.
Oh, glorious. Where would you like to start?
So on this page right here, should I roll to distract him, or
I think you should. I think you have to roll to distract him.
And we said that the thing Daniel has disadvantage on is patience.
Yeah.
Is this a disadvantage thing?
I don't know if this is this isn't patience related.
You're right. This isn't, but it's not gaming related, so I don't have an advantage.
No, you just have a straight roll.
I got a 12.
Oh my God. Holy crap.
I got a spectacular success.
So
My word, sir, you are a wordsmith. You should be writing cheese contracts for a living.
You know what? In fact, I think I want to try to set up a long-standing contract between yourself, Mr. Mongrel, and our rogue trader, dynasty. I think we could actually invest in these cheeses.
in fact,
Traitor, you say? Oh my god. Oh my word. I've been waiting for this day.
I love how like a super crazy rich cheese guy is just like he hasn't been able to find a market and now he's got an avenue for that.
Yeah, he's trying to sell like the most expensive item in the world to like nobody.
You know why? Because like this market, look, there's some cool stuff here, right? We've got a shock attack gun or a piece of one back at our stall. Yeah. But like, I assume it's like somebody with like a Fabergé egg collection just coming to a flea market. Like, why won't anyone buy my Fabergé eggs? They're only $2 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You don't understand, Mr. Skull. You don't understand. Ever since that fat man stopped buying my cheese, no one wants it anymore.
wait a second.
Oh, wow, what a that would be really weird if I knew that fat man, but of course I don't.
It feels like that's reminding me of someone I just can't put my finger on. It's so strange. I think, Daniel, though, because here's my suggestion. You got a spectacular success. This was going to be a distraction, but I think there's got to be some like quid pro quo because like this is such an opportunity for him because he can sell his cheese Fabergé eggs.
He's going to give us some samples.
He's going to give us some samples, yeah.
He doesn't just give you a sample, and he's weeping the whole time that you're basically writing the contract, but he gives you an entire platter of the full selection.
My God. So much cheese.
Charcuterie. Is that the word?
No.
He even knows the word.
He doesn't know the word. Charcuterie isn't just cheese. Wait,
I'm a skull. I don't know.
This man is insane. He's clearly a cheesemonger that has no idea of the lingo and language of cheese. Okay. So he gives us a charcuterie. Wait, but does he throw like, is it a true charcuterie plate? Or does he have like salami on there and some honey and some good stuff? Some olives?
Of course, because you can't leave. I mean, even has small little wine cups in there.
Wow. Okay, well, thank you.
It is a true charcuterie board.
This is nice. This is quite nice.
You did so well. You may even keep the board.
Wow.
That's very kind of you. What kind of meat is this?
Don't Daniel.
Oh, never mind.
This is great. I look forward to our business opportunities. And Daniel, didn't know you were so good at cheese contracts. We've got things we got to talk about. But thank you, great cheese mongrel.
Yeah, maybe I need to negotiate contracts in the future. Maybe I should have just been with Susan this whole time and not you guys.
What? No. Clearly, you're more valuable on our adventures. We might need to negotiate cheese stuff in the future when we're like killing Xenos or something. Anyways, thank you, cheese mongrel. And as we're walking back to the stall, or kind of hurrying back because clearly we're low on time.
Is his first name Cheese? I wonder.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Well, we had him sign a contract, didn't we? Oh my God, let me look at the paperwork. It is cheese. What? Oh, there's an extra E in there. So is it cheese mongrel? Weird. Okay.
Sorry, you were saying something important. I just was thinking about it.
Clearly we're going to use this to draw a bunch of vermin in to sell our broken shock attack gun. But I'm thinking about this now. Isn't it a better business venture to just sell this cheese instead of trying to sell our broken shock attack gun? Nah. All right.
I mean, we don't need to sell the shock attack gun, I guess, but we probably need to at least make Lort not get mad at us.
Yeah, that's a good point. So now, Daniel, the most important part. I'm going to do what I intended to do all along, which is reach out into the warp and contact the psychically attuned rat vermin that are on this port and draw them to this cheese. I'm going to push the emotions and smells of this cheese out through my mind to these psychic sensitive vermin. You know, a thing that I can do. And by do, I mean...
I feel terrified knowing that these space rats are psychic sensitive.
It's a real problem. But here we go. I'm going to make my commerce check. Here we are. Oh, boy. Well, that's a 2. So I do reach out psychically and push the smell of this cheese. Now, I will say that I do attract vermin. It is not the rats, because it turns out they are not psychically attuned. But there are things on this port that are psychically attuned that I do draw in. But we don't know this until I make it all the way back to the stall, still thinking hard and like feeling like, yes, something's coming. Andrew, have you managed to crack this device?
Wait. What the hell is that?
This is a... What is this, Daniel? You're like the cheese master.
I think it's called a charcuterie.
A cheese master? But that's not just cheese. It's also wine and little meats. What are the little meats? Where does that come from?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
I think it might be some of the vermin around here, actually.
Oh.
Wait. So was this meant to be bait, or did you spend all of our money getting this obviously very expensive board of delicious-looking foods?
Oh, no.
I don't think we have time to explain all of this.
Yeah, I don't think we do either because... All right, they're coming. I can sense them inbound. Okay, I'm going to do this. It's not the vermin. It's not the rats we were aiming for. This is about making lemons out of lemonade. But we got to see how big these lemons are. Daniel, I'd like you to roll on the D12. And I think we're going to say that 7 and above, these are big, old, big, scary vermin. And 1 through 6, they are not. They are smaller vermin. So roll, good sir.
I mean, you already failed, though.
I know. It's just not. It's not what we want. I already failed that. But this is how bad it is.
I got an 11.
Oh, great.
Oh, jeez.
So I know exactly what this is. So you rolled well, right?
Yeah.
So like I realized that I made that scale kind of wrong because it should be like the smaller is on the higher scale, the whatever. But I think this actually still works because it is big. But it turns out that on this port that there's someone who's been herding a specific type of beast that's very rare that has a bit of a kinship to our thing we're trying to sell here. Andrew, can you guess what might be herded that isn't necessarily smart enough or intelligent enough to speak, but might have a kinship to something like a shock attack gun?
Oh, you mean the enormous squig that's eating the vermin on the station that just erupted through the floor?
Yes, that one! So, a giant squig blasts through the port, smells our delicious charcuterie board, and comes charging at us, which means, Andrew, you've got to try to use the shock attack gun. Andrew, you want to describe what a squig is?
So, I mean, loosely described as, the end-all, be-all orc animal that can basically fulfill any role. It's essentially just a mouth with legs and possibly other things. It could have scales. It could have multiple legs. It could just have 2 legs. It could have 1 eye or many eyes. This one in particular just happens to be enormous, probably from gorging itself on the vermin on the station. It looks hungry and it's got lots of teeth.
Yes. So, Andrew, this is your chance. This is your moment to suck in this giant squig, which we know you don't know how to actually operate that thing.
Okay. So, basically, this is how it's going, because this thing is huge. Like, it's definitely, it's not like big enough, or it's far too big to be naturally sucked into this thing. So I'm just thinking that it's a gun, just hitting buttons as fast as I can to try and activate it. And unbeknownst to me, the tube that sucks things in has been kicked to next to our dragon pile. So it might get turned on, and then it might just start throwing our horde at it at enormous speed.
Jeez.
I think that's definitely what happens. You should just roll to see how good or bad that is.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I find the button, and things start happening in the displays that make no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, it was just an average. It was a partial success.
Okay. That's good. So I think with a partial success, you suck up some of the crappier wares that definitely Guybrush grabbed, not Manbrush, and sling them at this thing. And some of them are like weapons. And I think just in your effort to like get it, like to try to capture this thing, you actually end up killing it. The weapons fly at it and like just stab the crap out of it. It slides, like breaks through a whole bunch of stalls, like people are freaking out. It slides right up to our stall and like the insides of it like spill out, and there are half digested vermin tails like everywhere.
And then Lort walks up.
And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go wash my hands. This is disgusting.
So in addition to that, it turns out that when I was sucking up random things in the dragon horde, the sound of the approaching squig alerted the space rat that was in our horde to run away, and it got sucked up into the machine.
Of course.
Time is up. I'm back to look at my... Oh my goodness. There's vermin tails everywhere. Is that a squig? My goodness. Don't tell me that this device managed to fell this disgusting beast.
It did. And it not only fell the disgusting beast, but it did it in style by ejecting the vermin on the station at extreme force and killing it on impact.
You're telling me that you...
Yeah, it's great. I'm desperately trying to scrub as much goo off and like sort of like put a curtain over the destroyed stalls that are nearby, because like this is not the neatness that we promised him.
My, you're telling me your device can use vermin to capture and kill other vermin?
Yes, what it does is it sucks in the vermin that you have and then weaponizes them into ballistic missiles at variable speeds, might I add. That's what these toggles here do. They definitely don't do that. I have no idea what they do. These toggles here, yeah, it varies the speed from, just a gentle throw into a wall at terminal velocity to possibly Mach 8.
My goodness. Well... Consider me impressed, and you did manage to deliver on it within the 10 minutes' time. Excellent commerce ship, I might say. So, sign me up for one of these delicious artifacts. May I, pay for it now?
You can indeed. There's no sign up, though, because it's so unique that this is the only one in existence.
A rarity. Excellent. I will be quite the envious one upon this port, indeed. Let's do this.
Are you going to be paying in like direct thrones? Do you want to pay with like a card? How do we want to do this here?
I think thrones will do. I'll drop it off at your ship. Is that all right?
Well, we're not going to be able to give this to you until we see the throne.
Fine. And he snaps his fingers, and like somebody comes over with some bags of thrones. He whispers in his ear, and he drops a couple on the desk, or on the stall table.
Yeah, what's left of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he drops it and it just breaks it like straight through.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Yeah, that seems...
You just have guys carrying bags of money with you at all times?
Of course. Isn't that what you're for, Mr. Skull? Carrying things like... Wait a second. Is that... My goodness. Is that a charcuterie board?
Oh, yes. We wanted to make all of our patrons feel right at home with a sample selection while they peruse.
This is a sample charcuterie board. You mean I can have one of these?
Yes, let me, while Andrew and Jay maybe help clean up the stall here, let me bring the charcuterie board and we can discuss the exact sort of things here. Maybe we could sell some charcuterie and other things to you in the future, Mr. Lord. I think we could have maybe we could sign a contract of sorts.
Excellent. Well, I'd certainly be interested in that. Let me try one of these. Oh my goodness, that's so good. All right, well, let's wrap this up. I want to get this Verminator, I'll give it an interesting name, on the streets ASAP. So let's wrap this up.
And a nader. Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, why we should have hired him to name our stall. I mean,
Yeah.
Champagne!
he came up with that.
And he snaps his fingers, and like another dude runs up, like this giant, monstrous, like ogren guy comes up. His name's Champagne, and picks up the shock attack gun and carries it off after he's exchanged the appropriate thrones amount and given you contact information for more charcuterie boards.
Okay, guys, I think that was good. Jay, are you done?
Yeah, just finished washing my hands. Also, bumped into somebody on the way back. Guys, that charcuterie board is going to net us a ton of money. So not after we sell this thing, which it looks like we did, we can take the charcuterie board. We can probably go around and sell off a few. Hey, where's the charcuterie board?
We gave it to Lort.
Yeah, he was really interested in it.
We gave it away? We gave all that cheese away?
Well, here's the thing. Daniel, the apparent wizard of contracts, this is news to me, managed to not only sign up an ongoing deal with the man, but look at this. He dropped bags of money on the ground. It was so much it broke our table.
Wow, that is a lot of money. But
here's the great thing. If he had just talked to Cheese Mongrel himself, he wouldn't need us at all. But now we're a middleman.
Wow, that's great. So we've set up an even better deal. So instead of selling him the shock attack gun, we've sold him a charcuterie kind of trade business. This is great. We can keep the shock attack gun.
It's going to be a subscription box service that we have for him.
Oh, excellent. And where's the shock attack gun?
No, we sold that to him as well.
Okay, so just to be clear, we sold this man the shock attack gun, and then also set up a separate, possibly more lucrative cheese deal with him. Do we think he's going to be around after using the shock attack gun to fulfill on these cheese deals?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I am a good, what's a number? 84% sure that he will be just fine. Now, will the station be just fine? That's up for debate. But, I mean, as far as I could tell, see, this is what was messing me up with that thing, is that, normally when the Mechanicus creates something, there's margins. You have a spectrum of variable speeds that things can be ejected from in the case of something like this. And when I kept trying to reach the top velocity, it kind of just kept going.
Huh.
Oh, there's no top speed?
I get the impression, now this may sound insane, this is supposition here, but I think it may have been intended to shoot something through the warp.
Okay, well, listen, we sold a thing, and that was the goal, right? So, I mean, that's a mission success
that
there.
That was pretty good. So there is all of our hoard scattered around the marketplace, several destroyed stalls, and I believe that merchant over there has called the Arbiters on us.
Last time...
Well, I mean,
That
it was nice while it lasted.
That didn't go too well. But we sold a thing, which we can tell Susan, meaning I can tell Susan, and prove that we know how to commerce, and that is important. Also, we now know that Daniel is excellent at cheese contracts, which definitely will come back later on. So, maybe...
Yeah, we gotta get out of here. That big armored guy, Valor, the Arbitus guy that I think we stole a gun from him once. I think he's coming over here right now.
Oh, pack it up right now, Jay. We got
we pack it up. Now. It's fine. Listen, we'll bury all this stuff. The Void Dragon will go away. We'll bury him, and someday we'll bring him back. I think that makes sense to me. What do you think?
What?
The Void, it's a name of our company. It doesn't matter. All right,
The
Daniel.
Void Dragon will lurk underneath, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. It's good. Daniel, I'm going to shut you down, and we're going to get the hell out of here. Ah!